answer. So today we're going to be, now they have a really fancy word for this. I'm not going to use it. I call it solving variables for variables. They call it like intermingled dimensional. It's a weird deal. So hey, it's solving variables for variables. So what I did here, I went ahead and I copied exactly what your homework is going to look like, just different numbers. And I think this is going to be the most beneficial way to go about this than me coming up with stuff. And that way you can at least get an introduction to kind of what it's going to look like on Alex. So look at number one with me here. Right? I'm going to just, here, we'll... Oh yeah, look at that. I'm going to put up two too. We won't do them all, but we'll go through them. There's 21. So question number one says solve for m. 14 plus m equals n. So if something says solve for m, the goal is to get m alone. Right? If we're solving for a variable, the goal is to get it alone. So if we had to solve for m here, all we're going to do is we're going to subtract 14 to both sides. Now the reason why I would subtract is just like anything else. It's a positive, so we're going to subtract it, and we get n equals n minus 14, and that would be your answer. Okay? It's going to get a lot harder. The question number two is just as easy, right? We're going to add 18 to both sides. We get n equals m plus 18 because we're solving for n. Question number three says solve for a. How would I solve for a there? Someone who's trying to give me an idea. Back row, Ryan. Yeah, we can subtract b to both sides, which is going to give us 15 minus b, and a is alone. Does everyone see that? Okay? All right. On to number four. We're going to start getting a little bit tougher. So here we're going to solve for x. So our goal is to get that little variable all by itself. So in order to do that, we have to get rid of the other stuff that's on the same side of the equal sign. So the first thing we're going to do is I would add 2. I would add 2 to both sides, which would give us a plus 2 equals x plus y. Yeah, and then you're just going to subtract y to get y alone. To get x alone. So then we get x equals a plus 2 minus y, and that'd be your solution. I know the question's coming. Doesn't matter the order we put them in, does it? No, the commutative property, as long as the sign is correct, I could put negative y plus a plus 2, and it'd be the exact same thing. Or I can go a minus y plus 2, and it'd be the exact same thing. As long as the sign is the same, you can put them in any order out there. So look at number 5 real quick. Or don't look at it. There we go. Number 5 here. So we're solving for z. So who else help me with it? What do you got, Dallin? Okay, let's subtract 9. So we have a equals a minus 9 equals x plus z. Now what? Take away x. Get rid of x, right? A minus 9 minus x equals z, and there's your solution. So nothing changes. I'm just going to show you the last one down here. Nothing changes on that. It wants us to solve for a. So we're just going to add b and add 6 to both sides, and we get a alone. Okay? Questions so far on this? Okay. What about this one, the top one right here? A equals 5h.
Divide by 5.
Yeah, we're just going to divide by 5. Now look. You guys are going to get to your homework. Right now it looks okay. There's going to be a lot of you going to get your homework and you're going to be like, wait, that can't be the answer. Because that looks funky, right? It does. Having variables as part of the answer does look a little bit weird, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, my 5-year-old always says something, and one of the things she's Spider-Man, she always says, Dad, it's okay. Like she'll break a glass on the floor and I'm like, Navy, what the heck? It's okay. It's okay, right? And it's not okay. I stepped on a piece of glass and cut my foot. It's not okay. No, it's okay. Maybe go back to bed. It's okay. No, what the fuck? Okay? Same kind of thing now. Let's go to number 9. Okay. So W equals A over 7, and we're solving for A. Haley, what would we do? Yeah, we're going to times 7 to both sides, and we get A equals 7W, and there's our solution. Why does it do that? Why does it all of a sudden just go real blurry? Alright, this one. Now we're on to the fun stuff. We're starting to get funner. Funner for me, less fun for you. E equals 32GH. And we're told to solve for G. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to do this. You may choose to do it differently. Don't do it like kids in the past have done this. The way I'm going to do this, I'm going to divide 32H from both sides. So dividing 32H from both sides cancels here, and we're left with G equals E over 32H. And that is the way you're going to write that correctly. Do not do it like this. I see every year I teach this. I see this problem and I see kids go, well, this is easy. Here's the beginning problem. And kids will go, divide both sides by 32. Great. Now we have GH equals E over 32. All right, and then we're going to divide both sides by H. And then they yell at me, Mr. Granger, this has got to be, what? The crap is that? I mean, I like irregular fractions, but that's more of a terrorist move than mixed numbers, okay? I guess technically it'd be like multiply, it would be a nightmare. Okay, look at this one. 3xy equals w. If we're solving for x, all we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 3y. Now, why can I do that?
Because it's
Nathan, why?
because it's 3 times x times y. So if you just times 3 and y together and divide it, then it's
Bingo. Because they're all times together, we can pull them apart like that. Number 12 is the exact same. Okay. Alright. We're going to solve for r here. Now, if you think about it just like solving an equation, nothing changes. We've solved this is a multi-step equation. The only difference is you're not just going to have one number on the other side. You're going to have a bunch of variables. So in this case right here, we're going to add s because we're solving for r, and we have, I'm going to move r over here, 7r equals k plus s. And then to be able to get r alone, we're going to divide it by 7. Now this is where this problem, I see a lot of issues with this one, is when we divide both sides by 7, that entire thing gets divided by 7 like that. Now on Alex, this is going to be a little bit tricky for you. You have to highlight the entire top. Listen, listen, listen. In order to put 7 underneath everything, you have to highlight the entire top and then hit the fraction button. Okay? So you're going to highlight the entire top and then hit the fraction button and then put 7.
hit the fraction button very first.
Or hit the fraction button before you even start the problem. Okay, if we're solving for x here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 9y to both sides, which is going to give me 5x equals z plus 9y. Now we can do that. It's very easy. We can do that. You can do that. You can add 9y, right? It's fine. It's fine. Then we're going to divide by 5, and we got our answer right there. Okay. Take out a piece of paper. You guys are going to do this one on your own. 15. Jaden, how do we do it?
Alright, so subtract c first.
Subtract c to both sides. Okay?
Divide by 6.
Divide by 6 to both sides, and 6 gets put underneath it all, right?
Yeah.
And there would be your answer. Okay, who got that one right? Raise your hand. Da 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 da. I raised 2 hands. 'Cause I got a double. All right, here we go. Next one. Now we're going to start playing the line of parentheses. Now, this problem right here says, here, I'll just scroll up so you guys can even see the next one, that it's almost the exact same. It says y equals 8 times x minus a, and we're solving for x. So our goal is to get 8 over and negative a over. Now, before we can even do this problem, your first instinct was probably be to distribute. You don't want to distribute here. What you want to do very first is we're going to divide both sides by 8 first. Doing that gives us y over 8 equals x minus a.
That's pretty.
See how much easier that is now? So our instinct as math people is to distribute. You don't want to distribute there. Distributing makes that problem a lot harder.
But could you do it after distributing?
I'll show you in just a second how to do it with distributing. But I would just divide because it's going to save you massive amounts of time, because then you can just add a, and we're left with y over 8 plus a equals x. Written like that is your solution. In fact, it would be a nightmare. No, it wouldn't. You can do it. I'll show you how to do it. So let's say on this next one you decided, look, I forgot to just divide by 9, and you distributed. So you get 9b plus 9, right? And we're still solving for r. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to subtract 9, right? And you're going to have r minus 9 equals 9b. And then you're going to divide everything by 9. Now the reason why this is a little bit different is that's not your answer, right? Because 9 goes in, they're going to make you write it like that, they'll mark you wrong. They're going to want you to write it like this: b equals r over 9 minus 1. The 9 goes to both of these right here, which in turn would give you that. Now, if you did what I did and you just divided both sides by 9 at the very beginning, you would have got to this back here. But by distributing, you then have to think, okay, it's not just we're to here, we're going to have to go r over 9 minus 9 over 9 equals b to be able to get to the answer. Which, that's kind of hard, right? Just divide it by whatever's outside of it first. So look at this one. This one has y equals x minus 6 times m, and we're solving for x. So we're going to divide by m first, which then gives us y over m equals x minus 6, and then we just add 6 to both sides. So y over m equals plus 6 equals x would be your solution. Okay? Questions? Answers. I have answers. Sometimes not relevant, but they're definitely answers. All right, on to the last part. Are we going to want to distribute? No, do not distribute. Do not distribute, especially here. That's a nightmare. You're going to distribute 1/9, and you're going to have 1/9 g, 1/9 eighth, and negative 1/9 k. No, we don't want that. What do we want to do first? Yeah, we're going to times 9 to both sides, which is going to give us 9f equals g plus h minus k. Just timesing 9 to both sides is going to give us 9f equals g plus h plus k. And then if we're solving for g, we're going to subtract h and add k to both sides. So we have 9f minus h plus k equals g. And I, for some reason, drew the line right through the middle. Okay, you guys are going to try one more on your own. You guys ready?
Ready. Send it.
21. Good luck. Ta-da! Oh, I just make you try to decipher it. Just looks like smudges. Smudge minus smudge plus smudge divided by smudge equals smudge. It's like Jackson's whole life. Hi, Carter. Jerk. All right, here we go. Shh. Ashlyn, what do I do? You know, you're spot on right there. 6A equals B plus C minus D. All right, Ashlyn, now what? Subtract C odd D. Subtract C odd D. So 6A minus C plus D equals B. Is that right, Ashlyn? Who got it right? Raise your hand. Double hand.
Wait, does it matter if you put the D in?
Nope. As long as D is positive, C is negative, and 6A is positive, doesn't matter. Okay, one last one. We're going to go to 20. And the reason why 20 is just a touch different. Not much, but just a touch. Do not distribute.
Do not distribute.
Okay, but how do we do this one?
Oh, that's stupid.
Ryan, what do you think?
So you'll flip and multiply 2 nines.
That's not a
So we're going to times 9 halves to both sides, which gives us 9 halves x equals y plus z. And then what, Ryan?
And worse on y, so we minus a.
So 9 halves x minus z equals y. And there's your solution. Your assignment's on Alex. Go.
Wait, how many questions is it?
Number 1.
Wait, and those that we just did are all the questions on Alex?